My name is Ben Howe, and I'm an inclusion advocate. Well, I've been interning here at UCP of Eastern Connecticut. Because it's a non-for-profit agency, all their funding is through donations and grants and personal donations. So I learned a lot about that process, and one of the first things I worked on was writing a grant letter by myself. The most rewarding part of what I do, it just gives me that self-fulfillment that I've accomplished, being able to help someone in the troubles that they're having in their day-to-day life currently, and just trying to make their life better. I broke my neck when I was 20 years old, just thankful I'm still alive and just trying to give back to the community that's helped me so much. I first heard about BRS when I was living in Maine. After I moved back to Connecticut, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to continue my schooling, or I just really wanted to just get a job and, be able to have some other income to make things a little more comfortable. And when I first went to BRS, the counselor there asked me if I had any college, and I said yes. He's like, "Oh, did you think about going back?" I hesitated for a minute. I said, "I really just kind of like to get a job, and he said, "Well, your odds are going to be much better if you go back to school." So that's right. Thought about it, and I said, just continue to go to school. So I've been continuing, and all I have left is my second internship class after this one, and I'll have my bachelor's in mental health and human services. They're a great resource. When I first got connected with them, they helped with rebuilding my resume. They helped with job coaching. They helped, get me this interview, which turned out to be, first interview, and it worked out great. The glasses I have are, prescription glasses. But if you look right in the middle of the glasses, you'll see a little round sticker. And on top of my laptop, there's a sensor that just plugs right into the USB drive. And with this sticker, the sensor picks up on anything metallic, and it allows me, just by moving my head like this, to move the mouse around on the screen. And then there's also other software I use called Soft Type, and that's a little augmented keyboard that pops up on the screen. It looks just like the keyboard on the screen, and by moving the mouse over it and letting it sit there for a little over a second, it'll click on it, and that way I can type. And it also allows me to control all the different mouse functions and type with it. It allows me to use the computer fully, and after a little practice, pretty easily. It allows me to connect, with the internet, which, is the gateway to the world. Without that, it's, nowadays very secluded from a lot of things. I would say absolutely do not doubt yourself. With the help of BRS, they'll guide you right along the way to move at your pace, and they'll be able to definitely connect you with something that will work for you, and they'll fit something to your desires, your skills, and something that will definitely fit you.